Okay, folks. I just want to do a quick little few thoughts on some of the stuff I see on eBay. I cruise around on there a little bit and just see what things are going for. I'm a man of many interests. Too many to list. But one of the things I've always been interested in was prehistoric artifacts. I don't have any. Um, I've found a few arrowheads over the years accidentally, a few little small ones. I'll show those sometime in a video. But anyways, American prehistoric artifacts, arrowheads, axes, banner stones, bird stones, all of that kind of thing. It's very interesting. And I just look at stuff on the internet and read about it, learn about it. And I've been studying a lot of this stuff long before the internet came along. But anyways, this stuff catches my eye on there. I did not know there was so much fake or, say, modern stuff floating around being kind of listed as prehistoric. I guess people have been making their own stuff for hobbies and resale and artwork, for hundreds of years, and with modern machines, even more in the last 100 years, 50 years. So there's a lot of stuff out there that is, good looking stuff. It looks good, and you might want to own it to decorate your room or something, or conversation piece, or there's nothing wrong with making modern stuff and owning it, buying it. If you pay 20, $30 or $50 or $100 for something nice or whatever it is, it's a replica. It's a replica art. It's neat to have. But the problem is, I think there's a lot of replica, modern made replica stuff, like you see this point here. It says about 7 inches long. And, these things would be from 2,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, depending on what point it is and what people made it, 10,000, 15,000 years ago. It just depends when and what it is. Clovis and all these various points and styles of doing things throughout the last 15,000 years in America. The problem is, if you look at this, to me, this point looks like a modern made point. I do not think this thing is thousands of years old. And if you look at what it sold for, $3,800 at auction on eBay. That point, to somebody who just wants to have it, to put it in their room, put it in a case, display it, knowing it's modern, you might pay $100. Somebody made it. Somebody went to the trouble of making it in their garage. Maybe using modern tools, sort of, kind of, to make that groove down the middle. I don't know. But $3,800 is insane. There's no way. If that was a really a thousands of year old point that somebody dug up out of the ground in our time, it would probably be worth closer to $38,000. The look of it, the color, the fact that it survived and it's all in one piece and the size of it, I would guess it's worth thousands of dollars. But I don't think it's prehistoric. I think it's modern. You can find videos of people making very nice looking arrowheads in their shed or their backyard, and they sell them, and that's okay. But not if they're saying, hey, this is 5,000 years old. Now, this has a so-called COA, a Certificate of Authenticity, from a guy named Tom Shank. Now, if you go on the internet and look around a little bit or talk to a few archaeologists here and there, you might get the word that they don't trust Tom Shank's COA. I guess he has a reputation for just kind of like verifying, taking $25 or whatever he charged, and then prints out a paper, signs it, says, yeah, it looks real to me. Well, that's a hell of a way to make some fast money, I guess. I mean, and the thing is, there's no liability, because I could look at anything and go, well, it looks real to me, and I sign a paper, it looks real to me. I'm just telling you what I think for $25 and putting it on a sheet of paper. So I don't trust this COA paper. I'm telling you, that's shocking. $3,800. And my feeling is it is not a real point, not real old. It's a real point. I just don't think it's real prehistoric. I mean, I just can't imagine that is prehistoric. I am sure prehistoric people made something that looked that good, and if it went up for sale, I doubt that it would be selling for as low as $3,800. So, something to think about, research, if anybody's into buying stuff, check it out early on before you dive in with your billfold, because I just don't, there's a lot of stuff floating around out there that is modern made, and it's hard to tell. Sometimes you can tell there are actually modern tool markings on things, but it can be hard to tell. I mean, it's a piece of rock, it's old, and people use basically same techniques in many cases, not always, as ancient people. So it ends up kind of looking like the real thing, pretty much. Except usually old stuff oftentimes has some sort of aging on it. But sometimes people who are trying to fool people or make something just look old for the heck of it, they will treat it with heat or acid or something, dirt, something, some method to try to make it look like it's been in the ground for 10,000 years. So anyways, just watch out if you're out there buying stuff. It's just shocking to see something like that go for that amount of money.